Hi guys, today I'm here with a very interesting small weather station. It's not a full-size weather station, but it still has a lot. You can see how many functions we have here. It's absolutely incredible how much we have here built into this small weather station. It also comes with an outside sensor for the temperature and for the humidity. Of course, it has pretty much all the functions as well, which we can expect from a good solid weather station. But there's one super interesting function here which I really like and I wanted to show you. So make sure that you stay tuned till the very end of the video. And so we have the packaging here again. You can see the weather station, which has the size of pretty much a large tablet. And so we see also the detailed features and the specs here. By the way, the manufacturer is Sainlogic, and that's a really good manufacturer. I'm using a large weather station from them since a couple of years, and it has been working absolutely flawless, absolutely no problems with it. So I'm expecting that this thing will perform also very well. By the way, here we have also the model type. So let's open the box, see what we get. Here we have this very small outside sensor. Then it comes with this power supply. But the weather station can be also operated without the power supply. Power supply is only needed when we want to have permanent illumination. Then here we have this weather station. It comes nicely protected. Here we have the beautiful front, also protected with this sheet. Here on the side we see all the buttons which have nice description. Comes also with this convenient stand. Here we have the opening for the batteries. So we need 3 AAA batteries which are not included. But of course no big deal, everybody has such batteries at home. And so we turn it on and we can see already display is starting. But of course we need also to insert batteries in the remote sensor. So we slide this down, open it. Here we need another 2 of these batteries. So if you buy this as a gift, which I think is a really cool thing, then of course highly recommended to have these batteries with you. It looks like there are no different channels, so we don't have to adjust that. By the way, here also the model type. By the way, you don't have to be worried about interference with this sensor. I have already 3 weather stations with 3 temperature sensors outside, and none of them is interfering with this sensor. So you really don't have to be worried about that. And so we have now already connection. When I push here on top, we can see indoor, outdoor, everything. But of course, it's only battery operated. When we want to see the numbers for longer time, we have to use the power. And so we can now see all the numbers all the time, nicely illuminated. You can also choose different brightness when it's battery operated, but of course you cannot have permanent illumination. By the way, if the sensor is not connected automatically, then I highly recommend to remove the batteries from the station and from the sensor, and first insert the batteries here, and then right away after that insert the batteries here, and they should automatically connect. But there's also a way to manually connect, don't be worried about that. By the way, the whole set comes with really good instructions. You can see 22 pages, and that's only one language in English. So you can see everything is described very detailed, but of course you don't have to use everything. Some of the descriptions are also, for example, about the alarm, which a lot of people are not using, but it shows how many possibilities we have. It's absolutely incredible. What I wanted to show you here are the basic functions, how to start, how to use the quick set mode, and then all the functions of the setup. Here you can see how many functions we really have. And also here on the right side you can see the different alarm settings, which are incredible. I've never seen so many alarm functions. You can set alarms for the time like a normal alarm clock, but you can also set alarms for the indoor, outdoor temperature, humidity, pressure, and more. Then of course the weather station is also recording minimum, maximum temperature, humidity. We can even calibrate the sensor regarding temperature, humidity. By the way, the display has also a programmable dimming, so you can let it automatically dim during the night. So that's very convenient. For example, if you want to use that on a nightstand. And so on the right side, we have all the buttons which are needed for the setup, and of course also for the later use. By the way, we also have these holes to hang it up on a wall or so. What's really important to know that it has usually pretty good visibility. We have a couple of angles where we can see the display really good. For example, if you hang it up very high on a wall, you can see that even from below. That's really awesome. But of course, there is a moment when you can't see it really good, but straight it works also very well, and from the top also very well. So it has really good visibility also from the side. It's also really important to know that we can see it pretty much from everywhere, also from the side. There's just one angle here where we can't see it perfectly, but in general the visibility is very good. I would say way above average what we see from some other displays. And now let's do the two different kind of setup. When we want to do the real setup, at the beginning we have to long press here on the set. So we long press here and you can see it starts blinking. So we can choose between the 12-hour and 24-hour. So we can use either this button here at the bottom, which is the minus, and this one here, which is the plus. For some of the things which are cycling, it doesn't matter which one we are using. You can see we can change it here or also here. It doesn't matter. So if you want to keep 12-hour instead of 24-hour, we hit the setting again. Now we can adjust the hours either up here or down here. And so we continue with everything. Same thing with the minutes. And then we can change day and months or months and day. Then we can set the date, then the year, and then we can choose if you want to clear data every day or not. So you can see now it will clear the numbers every 24 hours. Now it's not. And then we can select between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So we go with the Fahrenheit. And we can choose then between the different pressure settings, different units. And here we can activate the automatic backlight dimming and even set the different dim levels. And for the dim level, we can have a start time and also an end time. Yeah, I mean, in this class, I think this is absolutely unique how many settings we have. So now we are finished with the initial setup, but we have also some settings which we can use after that. And for that, we just have to short press here, you can see. So we can choose either to show the year or the date. That's this thing here. So it doesn't change anything. It's just regarding the display. And we can choose other stuff. We hit the set again. So we can choose regarding the sensor between the temperature or the dew point. We hit the set again. Then we can choose between the relative pressure and the absolute pressure. Then we can choose between the 72-hour history or the 24-hour history. Absolutely awesome. And then we hit the set again and I think we are done. And so in the meantime, I've placed the sensor outside and it looks like there's a really good connection. It's pretty far away. What we have to be aware of that it's not waterproof, so make sure that it's nicely in the shade, but still protected against the rain. And now we have already seen two different type of settings, but there's even more. It's absolutely incredible. So usually after we have done these two settings, we don't have to use the upper buttons anymore. We can just use these two buttons underneath. So when it's normally running, we hit the upper button here and you can see it's showing the maximum. And when we push again, it's showing the minimum. So we can see the maximum and minimum values of the day or even for longer time if we don't use the daily clearing. But it's not just the minimum maximum of the temperature. When we hit the lower button, we can even choose to see the maximum and minimum on the dew point and also switch between the different pressure levels. If you want to clear the numbers manually, you can hit the set button longer, I think a couple of seconds or so. Now it's cleared. So instead of having daily clearing, you can do that manually when you're in the min and max. And at any time when you want to leave this special mode, you can hit the snooze function or just wait for a little bit and then it will leave automatically. We have a short weather forecast based on the pressure level. We even see the trend for the inside temperature, outside temperature, inside humidity, outside humidity, and even a comfort level. And now finally to the best function, the thing which I really like and I would buy already this one here for this special function, and that's this chart here, which we see only in very few weather stations. Even most of the large weather stations don't have this really nice chart here. And so when we push here, we can see what it is. So here we have the temperature outside. You can see yesterday we had nice and warm, and then during the night temperature went down and it went up again. I wished we could see the real temperature here, but we have just the deviation, but that's complaining on a very high level, I would say. When we push again, you can see it changes to humidity outside, which is pretty much the contrary compared to the temperature. Push again, then we have the pressure, relative pressure, then we have the temperature inside and the humidity inside, and then back to the outside temperature again. Of course, that's the 24 hours. If you want to see something else, we have to go to the quick settings here and change that to 72 hours, which of course is not fully filled yet because I just started this 1 day ago. But you can see really nice here difference between 24 hours and 72 hours. For me, an absolute awesome function. I really love it. And here on top, of course, we have the moon and we have the built-in weather forecast here. Absolutely awesome. I've never seen so many functions in such a small weather station, especially not in this class. So we definitely have a lot of very nice stuff. So what's the downside of this? It's really hard to complain, especially at this price. Maybe 3 things I wanted to talk about. First thing is, of course, the outside sensor unit, which is not waterproof, but I mean, in 2023 it's very hard to find any weather station which has waterproof outside sensors, except from the pro weather stations. 20 years ago, every small weather station had waterproof outside sensors, but nowadays most of the outside sensors are not waterproof anymore. It's not a Sainlogic thing, it's everywhere. I don't know why. The second thing is, I don't know why they made this just with the deviation temperature from the current temperature and not the absolute temperature. Would have been nice to have an option to see the absolute temperature. And the third thing is maybe that the writing on the buttons is just on the side. So especially if you mount this on a wall, could be a little bit difficult to see which button has which function. Would have been nice to have the writing in the front, even though it would compromise maybe a little bit the style, but it would have been definitely a little bit easier. So of course that's complaining on a very high level, and these are just very minor things, so I can still give you full recommendation. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.